I've made a few videos ranking the Pokemon I could beat up based off of their generations. But what if I talked about beating up Ash's Pokemon specifically? If you want to know a little bit more about me, just so you can gauge how well I do in a fight with these creatures, I'm 6'3", roughly 200 pounds. Decently athletic, but I'm not some incredible fighter. I don't have superpowers like these guys. I just have a lot of confidence that I could punt a few of them to the moon. And of course, we gotta start with Pikachu. And at this point, I know Pikachu is like the strongest Pikachu the world has ever seen. One of the stronger Pokemon we've ever seen. But I started watching the anime from the very first episodes, and Pikachu was shocking every person in the world. And they were fine. So I'm not gonna put Pikachu in RIP. I'm gonna put it in not great. I feel like I could survive a few shocks and eventually I get a good kick on Pikachu and that thing would go flying. But I know probably at this point it's won a tournament or two, it's really strong, and my brain tells me if it shocks me once, I'm out of there. But the show made it look like I could survive. I want to be kind to Bulbasaur. I don't want to sit here and slander poor Bulbasaur, but whenever I think of this thing in the anime, I just think of Heracross trying to eat it and turn it into a snack. If this guy was getting bullied like that, I mean, I'm punting it very far. It's not that intimidating on its own. Grow up, Bulbasaur, evolve. You can do that, you know. Bye, Butterfree. You think it's funny, Butterfree? You think it's funny to make a small child cry? You made me cry many times as I saw that episode, and they just throw it on randomly, and it was always touching. Not cool, Butterfree. I'm getting my revenge. Why'd you do that to me? I'm gonna beat you up. You made me cry, so I'm gonna beat you up.
To me, that doesn't seem entirely healthy.
But that's probably the end of me actually making any progress in these fights. Is Pidgeot's a giant bird with really good hair. Charizard, I actually am gonna put into not great because it is going to beat me in every single fight, but sometimes it just doesn't listen to Ash. And there's a real chance that it goes to fight me, and then despite Ash just says, no. Now, I'm not going to beat it in a fight, but it could just be a stalemate. I'm gonna get out of there scot-free at least, so it won't always eat me or burn me. Primeape looks like a Pokemon that is really excited to fight me, and I think on the off chance I would beat Primeape in a fight, it's got an evolution where when it dies, it becomes Annihilate and is even scarier. I don't think it's going well for me. Now, this picture of Squirtle does not have the very cool Squirtle Squad glasses, but I respect Squirtle in those glasses, so I'm gonna put that into We'll See. I have too much respect to say I'm going to punt this guy to the moon. But if you've ever played Pokemon Snap, you know, like you send the Squirtle flying up a mountain into a Mankey, and it's kind of like bowling. So if I could just bowl Squirtle away from me, I can't see how it's gonna beat me in a fight, but it's got really cool glasses. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say I can beat up a Snorlax. That's insanity. But I'm also not gonna say I could beat up Kingler. My memories of Kingler in the anime is that it was rarely there, but whenever it showed up, it just dominated. Maybe I'm wrong. I just remember Kingler being really good. He was a crab. He just kind of did that in one battles, I think. Lapras is one of the cooler Pokemon they've ever made. It's like a sea monster. It looks really happy and nice, but like, what am I gonna do to it? Even if I want to be silly and lie and say I could beat it, like what would my lie be? I got nothing. It's beating me every single time. When I think of Muck in the anime, I just think of like the Bellsprout fighting it, or really anything when it would fight the Muck. I feel like the punches would like sink into its ooze or whatever it is. I don't know how I'm gonna get any damage on this thing. Well, I could have it walk over like a grate, and then it could just slide into the sewer, and then it would be gone. As long as I can run far enough to find a nice sewer grate, I see the vision. Now, I'd love to come up with a reason of why I could beat 30 different Tauros in a fight, but I'll save us some time.
Kick the first bull in the air, catch it, and then suplex it. Choke the next bull with your legs.
I really don't like Chikorita, but I feel like Bayleaf is one of the coolest, if not the coolest, middle evolution starters. It's also just like a dinosaur with the only like leaf that looks intimidating in Pokemon. I know Pokemon go for Razor Leaf, but like the scariest Razor Leaf is the one on its head, so I worry it could cut me in two. But Noctowl? Come on. When you sub to PM7, you find more shinies, and when you are PM7, You befriend the shiny Noctowl, and then it doesn't fight you anymore. Will I be able to beat Ash? Well, now that I have Noctowl on my side, yes, of course I can. Donphan's getting me out of the paint immediately. I mean, in multiple ways. With its tusks, it could just spin and knock me out of there. It could like step on me. It's an elephant. I love elephants. I got no chance. Pilava? I don't know, man. That thing, like, it's very puntable. It just looks like something you could kick and it'd go really far. I know that it has like fire and like I'm probably not good at being on fire, but it just looks like something I could punt pretty far. I gotta be honest. A few months ago, I'd probably be a lot kinder to Totodile, but now that I've seen the guy on TikTok that just goes up to the crocodiles and alligators, calls them swamp puppies, and is not worried at all about them, I'm a lot less intimidated by the very small alligator. Again, grow up and evolve, and if you don't, I'm punting you to the moon. It's not like I'm a bad guy, I just want them to reach their full potential, that's all, okay? I'm not beating a Heracross. I know I'm not beating a Heracross. I can accept that I'm not beating a Heracross. But what I don't like is that this rip list it's filling up. When I think of Ash, I don't really think of succeeding or winning, so I'm hopeful we get a little bit of a better stretch soon. But it's not gonna start with Sceptile. This thing was sick. When it was a Trico, when it was a Grovyle Sceptile, it always had like a twig in its mouth, like it was a toothpick. Very, very cool. I mean, I don't wanna fight it. I'd like to befriend it. But if we had to tussle, it's gonna beat me up in the coolest of ways, and people will laugh at me for a very long time afterwards. I tried to do a little research before I made this video, just so I knew a bit about what was going on and some of the seasons of the anime I didn't really watch, and what I learned about Swellow has me terrified. I don't really know what this thunder armor is. That bird's something special when it's on Ash's team. Regular Swellow, I think I could beat up. This guy, I'm not messing with it. What we're not gonna do is say that a Corphish would beat me up. It's gonna go for Bubble or Bubble Beam. I'm just gonna like move past the bubbles and I'm gonna punch it right in its dumb face before I punt it to the moon. It's that simple. Are you kidding me? The least intimidating crab looking guy. I mean, look at that guy next to Kingler. It's ridiculous. Glalie kind of freaks me out though. I don't really know much about Ash's specific Glalie, so you can tell me I'm wrong, but outside of it being nightmare fuel, I feel like there's a world where I can grab a hold of it and just kind of roll it away from me. It's also made of ice, so maybe I could kick it very far. I'm willing to find out, but I'm aware that it wouldn't go amazing. What I know about Torkoal is that it's lost to Registeel, it's lost to Darkrai. Let's make it one more legendary that it loses to. I'm gonna put it into Rip, just, I don't know why I said all that. It was, I don't know what I was thinking. That was kind of a tough look for me, but a worse look was Aipom, who got traded away because it stunk so bad. I'm gonna grab its tail and slap it with its own hand tail, humiliating it even further and winning the fight very quickly. Gibble, I really wanted to say I could just punt that thing away, and all it would do is kind of like nibble on people's heads for some reason, but I remember it learned Draco Meteor, and that was kind of crazy.
No. Wait.
I'm actually gonna put this into We'll See. Will Draco Meteor hit me before I punt it to the moon? We'll see. Yeah, I'm not beating a Staraptor. And you know what? Let's make some quick work here. I'm not beating a Staraptor. I'm not beating a flying scorpion. Infernape could beat me up with its fists or its fire. Dealer's choice. But Buizel, that's the thing that was traded for Aipom, and it's got that dog in him. Normally, I could beat up a Buizel. This Buizel, it's built different. I'm giving it a pretty good chance to win that fight, but give me a little bit of a chance. Just be kind. Now, I've been wrong before, but I was told that Torterra never won an official fight after evolving. So I am forced to put Torterra in punted to the moon. I'm gonna get a single ice cube and I'm ending Torterra forever. Isn't Snivy supposed to be a snake? He's kind of snake-like, but he's also kind of a lizard, and he's just got a look on him. I feel like someone needs to teach him a lesson, and I'll be that guy, okay? I'll be the guy that teaches him a lesson. I'm not worried about Snivy. I also want to say I'm not worried about Boldore, but apparently it beat up an Excadrill in the anime, which doesn't make any sense. That's not possible. That's a lie. It's a sham. But if it can do that, and it's a rock, and I got people fists, It's not gonna go my way. I know Scraggy was decently powerful in the anime, but he's a little lizard dude who can't hold his pants up. I'm just gonna wait for his pants to fall, and then I'm gonna kick it. I'm gonna kick him repeatedly, and then he'll let go of his pants. They'll keep falling. You'll be embarrassed trying to grab his pants. I'll just keep kicking him, okay?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
I'll put him into probably just, you know, he's a fighting type. He's kind of mischievous. Maybe he'll figure something out, but once he drops the pants, I'm just gonna kick him. A fully evolved bird should be able to beat me up, but 9 times out of 10, but I don't like Unpheasant. And there's a much cooler version of Unpheasant. This is Ugly Unpheasant. I'm putting Ugly Unpheasant into We'll See. Maybe it brings the prettier Unpheasant to say hello, and then I could lose. But I'm beating up the uglier Unpheasant. Levany's a weird Pokemon because it doesn't look too intimidating, but I feel like it's a Pokemon that's gonna take a lot of offense to the things I've said and done to its friends. And then what it will do to me after is just it's things that we can't show. It would be gruesome, and I'm kind of terrified, to be quite honest. I've been kind of rude to a lot of these starters that didn't evolve, but Oshawott got that little shell, and he's getting some work done with the little shell, so he's gonna go into We'll See. I'd like to think I could beat up an otter with a shell, but
Oh my goodness!
I just respect his tenacity, his willpower. Oshawott knows ball. I respect him. Palpitoad, I gotta be honest, this is the most punchable looking Pokemon. Not like in a negative way, it just looks like a punching bag. It looks like it would be fun to punch, and I love frogs. I love them all. They're all my friends, but this dude also doesn't have arms, so he's just like,
Just a flesh wound.
what's he gonna do? He's gonna like headbutt me? It's just not an intimidating Pokemon, okay? Just give me this one. I know frogs, okay? I know frogs. I was ready to put Pignite in the RIP tier, but as I read more about Pignite in the anime, sounds like this guy gets really, really down in the dumps when he loses any official battle. It feels kind of dirty, but I'm just gonna wait for this guy to lose a battle with Ash. I'll come find him, and then while he's down in the dumps, I'll kick him while he's down. It's not a good look for me. It makes me kind of a bad guy, but I think it's the only way it saves me from the fighting pig from either beating me up with its fists or, again, fire. It's like Infernape, but less scary. I'm not gonna say anything negative about Crocodile. Crocodile is like the coolest thing they ever did in the anime. Dude's got shades on even for the tier list. Fair is fair, my guy. But now we've hit a really tough part of this list because the stories I've heard about Talonflame are terrifying. This guy's beating up other Talonflames, trying to fight legendary birds. It's not scared of me. I'm not beating up Halucha. I love Goodra. It's a really cool Pokemon and a pseudo-legendary. Are you kidding me? I've only heard bad things about Noivern. This thing sounds like an absolute disappointment. And while I don't really see the vision of how I'm beating up Noivern just off of what I know about Noivern, it feels like everyone will be cheering me on as I take Noivern down. From what little I know, I think I got this.
Oh, no.
But now it gets really ugly. No, heavens no. Nope. Why did they give him these Pokemon? I don't understand. Scary Rock Dog, Gengar, Dragonite, Farfetch'd with a spear and a shield? Are you kidding me? Dracovish, Lucario. But then there were 3. My favorite starter of all time, Rowlet, who is very, 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 very puntable. Mr. Mime, who is that even Ash's Pokemon? He was spending a lot of time with Ash's mom, and I don't really understand Mr. Mime's role in the show. He's creepy. He's weird. He's very creepy. I don't. He's like a people. He's a smaller people. I feel like I could fight the smaller people, but he could also trap me in a box, and then I'm just let me out. But finally, Ash. Could I beat up Ash Ketchum? 1v1, man versus man, and Cool Jacket versus Cool Jack. What was that?
Wait, what? Ash?
I don't want to talk about it.